Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to discuss Quiz 11 Study Guide. And as you've noticed, we've shortened up the number of assignments, and we're going to shorten up the size of our quizzes so we can give everybody an opportunity to get caught up in this crisis that we're going through right now. So here we go. Let's get started on this. Make sure I get my name on my paper. And this is for all classes. And the date today is the 16th of April. Okay, so even before we get started on this, right up here on the top of the page, I'm going to write, since we're talking about standard equations of circles, I'm going to write the standard equation of a circle. And we talked about it on Monday, and that is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals the radius squared. Alright, and remember, that's where the center is located at hk. If you notice in the formula, this is x minus h, and the center is located at h. So what that means is that the x value at the center is the opposite of whatever is sitting right here. And the y value at the center is the opposite of whatever's sitting right there in the equation. The radius is equal to the square root of whatever's to the right of the equal sign. So the square root of whatever's out here is equal to the radius of the circle. And what we've got here is we got write an equation, write the standard equation for the circle. Alright, if our center is at 5, 7 and our radius is 7, then our equation is x, and the opposite of the x value at the center, which would be minus 5 squared, plus y, opposite of the y value at the center, so minus 7 squared, equals the radius squared. So the radius squared would be 49. So there's your equation of the circle. In problem number 2, a manufacturer is designing a two-wheeled cart that can maneuver through tight spaces. On one test model, the wheel placement, center, and radius is modeled by the equation x plus 2 squared plus y minus 0.5 squared equals 16. What is the graph that shows the position of the radius of the wheels? The graph that shows the position and radius of the wheels. So if this is our equation, standard form of the circle, then our center is going to be located at -2 and positive 0.5. The radius of that circle is going to be equal to the square root of 16, which is 4. So what we're looking for is a graph that looks similar to this. We're going to want a circle with a center at -2 and 0.5. So our center is going to be at -2 and 0.5. So we're looking for a center right around here. Now, the next key is going to be the size of the circle. The circle is going to have a radius of 4. So the top of this circle is going to be 4 units above 0.5. So we need to make sure that that's at 4.5. And the bottom of this circle is going to be 4 units below 0.5, which would be at -3.5. The left edge of this circle would be at -6. And the right edge of this circle would be 4 units to the right of -2, which would be +2. So this is the circle that we're looking for. This will be a multiple choice question on your quiz tomorrow. we're looking for a circle that looks similar to this. And again, you can use the top, the bottom, the left, and the right to make sure that everything is 4 units away from the center. Okay, number 3. The equation of a circle. What is the equation of a circle with a center? Center at 1, -2, and it passes through 6.6, -9. Alright, so number 3. What we do with this problem is we label the center, we label our H and our K, and then since the circle passes through the point 6, -9, we label that X and Y. What we do then is we write out the standard equation of a circle, which is X minus H squared plus Y minus K squared equals the radius squared, and we substitute these values into the formula or into the equation so that we can solve for the radius. Once we solve for the radius, we will have the center and the radius, and we can write the equation in standard form. So next step here is to substitute, and here's my X value, my 6, minus H, which is -1, that's got to get squared. Y is going to be negative, our Y value is right here, so -9 minus our K value, which is 2, squared equals the radius squared. So we're going to keep change here, and we got 6 plus 1, which is 7, so we got 7 squared plus -9 minus 2 is -11 squared equals the radius squared. So what we get is 49 plus 121 equals the radius squared, and when you add 49 to 121, we get 170 equals the radius squared. Now, we're just going to stop right here, because what we're doing is we're writing the equation of a circle. And if you go back to this top, in the standard form, when you're writing the equation of a circle, the radius squared is what goes to the right of the equal sign. So our radius squared is 170. So here's our circle in standard form. And I'm going to change colors right here. We're going to go with X, and then the opposite of the X value at the center, so we're going to go X plus 1 squared plus Y, and it's minus K, which means opposite of K at the center, so that's -2 squared equals our radius squared, and our radius squared is 170. So there's our equation in standard form with the center at -1, 2, and it passes through the point 6, -9. Alright, number 4. Find the center and radius of the circle of the equation. We got X plus 10 squared and Y plus 3 squared, and that's equal to 9. So the center of this circle is going to be located at -10 and -3, and the radius is going to be equal to the square root of 9, which is 3. And number 5. write the equation of the locus of all points in the coordinate plane, locus of all points in the coordinate plane 5 units from -5, -8. So that's the equation of a circle with a center of -5, -8, and a radius of 5. So here's your R, here's your H, and here's your K. So in our standard form, we're going to say that X and then the opposite of H at the center, so X plus 5 squared, plus Y, and then the opposite of the Y value at the center, so plus 8, that's all squared, is going to be equal to the radius squared. In this case, our radius is 5, so the radius squared is 25. And that concludes your study guide for quiz number 11. I will post these notes to YouTube, and I will post the quiz 11 thereafter. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. Stay safe and healthy.